Hello, my name is Mary,
And my name is Christine.
and we are sisters, and we are the co hosts of the podcast Dawson Cries. Basically, my sister and I are two people who live hectic lives just like most people do these days. We were getting stressed out from all the chaos in the world, all the sadness and strife, all the daily struggles and little petty sadnesses, and we thought, you know what, we need to regress a little bit. And we came across the show Dawson's Creek. Not a lot of people have heard of it. It's kind of a cult show, and we just learned about it. And we started watching it, and we just thought, this is so fun. This is such a good time. Let's watch it. And every week we can get together on the phone, because we live in separate cities, and talk about what's going on in the world of Dawson Leary, focus on his life instead of ours.
It's beautiful. It truly is.
So this week, Christine's going to start us off. We are on Season 2, Episode 7, All Nighter.
That is true. Hi, listeners. And I'm excited to kick us off this week. So we open in a familiar scene. It's Dawson Leary's bedroom. Dawson is in his movie night glory, spouting off about history of Shakespeare. He's watching a Shakespeare film. You don't really see who's with him, who he's talking to. You know, we're conditioned to believe it's Joey, but we know that they've been kind of on the rocks. So right away, I was kind of like, oh, it's probably not Joey. But Dawson is blabbering on about Shakespeare and how he's, the king of all the plots, every possible plot he's already done. And he's like, he's so experienced, and what is the one genre he ends up with? Tragedy. So Dawson's feeling tragic, and then it kind of pans over to see who his movie friend is, and it's Gail. It's his mom. I was like, that's so sweet. Like, and Mary, this reminded me of you because last week you said that Dawson and Gail seem pretty close in their relationship.
Yeah, well, no, I said he's a mama's boy, and I was correct.
You're very correct. I was like, Mary was right. There's
Called
Gail
it.
on his bed. Yeah, she has her sweats on. She's definitely feeling the tragedy too. She's got a whole pile of tissues in front of her. And a big thing of Twizzlers.
Yeah.
And
Would you pick Twizzlers as your morning snack? I would pick something else.
Mary, I was actually going to bring that up to you too. I was like, no, I hate Twizzlers. I wouldn't.
Oh, hate.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Well, I'm allergic to red dye, so I probably wouldn't eat a whole bag like that because then I'd get hives. What would I choose? I mean, you can't go wrong with ice cream. Unfortunately, when I'm sad, I lose my appetite. So every time I've been truly heartbroken, I haven't been able to eat.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When I'm really emotional or really stressed, I don't, like, some people stress eat. I just like fidget, and like my stomach feels like I can't put anything in it, and I'm like,
Yeah, it feels like my stomach feels like almost nauseous or like full of bad bile or something.
To me, it feels like someone has their fist around it and is squeezing it. And I can't physically, I'm like, no, I don't want to put anything in there.
Right.
Yeah. But, I mean, if I wanted a comfort food, I would probably order pizza, would be my go-to.
Oh, yeah, pizza's
Which
good.
They do, I guess, order pizza eventually in the episode, but...
Yeah, but that's not, like, out of sadness. That's out of boredom.
It's out of boredom. I've bored eat before.
I can't... You know what? Sometimes if I'm sad, I'll eat, like, pancakes. That's what I was thinking, like, pancakes or waffles.
I do love waffles, and I love pancakes.
After my last breakup, my friend brought me to IHOP.
Oh.
And it was fun. So,
that's nice. Yeah, that's like a cheerful, it's like a happy food.
Yeah, it was kind of like fluorescent lighting, which is a little bleh, but
oh, right.
The short stack was good. So.
Yeah. It's like a new day. have some
Or actually, that
breakfast.
wasn't even my last breakup. Whoops. I'm really going through them.
Aw, Mary.
Oh, boy.
Well, listeners,
Anyway.
tweet us what you like to eat after a breakup.
Oh,
And
yeah, please.
we'll make a list. We'll make a menu for the next time it happens to us. We'll try them
Oh, or
out.
for one of the characters on the show.
Or yeah, we'll have a pity party and eat some breakup food for them and their sake.
Yes. Yeah.
Which sounds actually pretty fun.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So Gail really is making the case for wallowing, and she does it with Twizzlers, and she's worried because Dawson's really not letting himself wallow and feel the sadness.
Typical man.
Yeah, that's a good point. It is a typical man. It doesn't seem typical Dawson because he seems like
No.
he'd be super into wallowing. Like
Yeah.
he's always in his feelings, but
Throwing his head,
yeah.
whipping his hair. I whip my hair back and forth. Back and forth.
And Mary, you were worried about what you were going to sing this week. And
I wasn't worried. I just said I didn't have a plan. But you don't need a plan because there's so much great material that just comes up
yeah.
when you're talking about Dawson.
It is truly, it's like a muse. It's a well of inspiration.
It is.
Yeah. But that was like a touching mother-son moment. She wants to help him get in touch with his emotions. And that was kind of nice because you're right. It is kind of a man thing to just ignore it, say, oh, there's no good that could come of it. But
Yeah.
Gail said, well, don't bottle it up, let yourself get through it. And I loved this quote that she said. It was pretty wise, it was nice. She said to Dawson, every inch of pain that touches you makes you a deeper, more real individual.
Now, do you believe that's true?
I think I think of it this way. I think more than pain, but like suffering or struggle is definitely something that helps you grow and gain perspective. And I often think of this. And Mary, I'm going to bring up my yoga teacher again.
Oh my God.
But I like to think of this because sometimes in my personal life, or especially like if I'm working with people, my instinct is to help them out as much as possible and make it as easy as possible for them. I feel bad if I just like throw something at them and say, oh, here, do this, and don't give them any other help. And this is where my yoga teacher comes in. He said, there's a story like, oh, if there's a person who sees a caterpillar in their cocoon and they see the caterpillar struggling to get out, they might think, oh, it would be good of me to just help the caterpillar out so that it doesn't have to struggle so much. But then if the person does that, the caterpillar, which is now a butterfly, won't be able to fly because it needed that struggle to build up its strength, to strengthen its wings enough to fly on its own. So,
wow.
I just think about that story a lot when I think about the benefits of struggle and like not feeling guilty to letting someone else go through their own process.
Well, there you go. Now, Christine, I'm going to lay down some ground rules here. You get one yoga teacher story per episode. It's happened. It was a good one. But that's the cutoff. No, I'm just kidding. If you feel so compelled, you can.
Oh, thank you, Mary. I mean, I will try to limit it because I know it's not a yoga podcast. But this one just seemed, it seems so appropriate that I had to share it.
Yeah, I mean, personally for me, I have a lot of trouble like accepting pain as a good thing. So, that's a lesson that I still need to learn personally. So that was interesting to me because I'm the kind of person who's like, well, when someone hurts you, it haunts you for the rest of your life, and you're never the same, and you're never as willing to love as freely as you were. So I'm not really in Camp Gail yet, but I'm impressed that she's this far along, just this soon after her marriage dissolving.
I know. Yeah, it's true. I mean, she's still clearly upset, but she's not so upset that she can't help out Dawson. And she does have good advice and good perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I kind of feel too, it's like, as far as pain goes and heartbreak, It's like that Bob Marley quote, like, everyone, no matter who it is, someone is going to hurt you. I don't remember the quote, but it's like, you just have to decide who's worth it. But, like, everyone will hurt you. Because we're not perfect. No one's perfect, you know. We make mistakes.
Yeah. You know what was interesting is Gail said that also that there are advantages to being the dumpy. And the 2 times I watched the episode, both times I thought she said there are advantages to being the dumb bee.
Like a dumb bee?
Like a dumb bitch.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, whoa, Gail. And then I was like, oh no, okay. She fooled me twice.
That's funny.
Shame on me.
That would be a different conversation. Yeah.
It would, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, so then it cuts to them in English class with their English literature teacher, who's being super extra, total over the top, dramatic about the midterm. He sets it up like this is going to be the defining moment of their lives. He's clearly relishing in the attention. While he's doing his whole monologue, Jen gets passed a note by this guy named Cries, who is a new character, but we're going to learn more about him. He passes her a note telling her to smile, which is just vomit-inducing.
High school boys, stop!
High school boys, S-T-O-P, stop.
All men.
In the name of women, stop.
Oh, please, for women's sake, just stop.
Oh,
we're
that
not
note
your
made me
personal
mad.
smile factories.
No. And he couldn't even see her face. He was behind her.
Yeah, that
How
was
does he know whether she's
infuriating.
smiling?
I know.
You even have to smile when men aren't looking at you now. Oh,
You just can't
made me
stop
so
smiling.
mad. You just gotta constantly smiling in case someone can see the reflection of your mouth in someone's glasses. You gotta be smiling. That made me mad.
Yes, me too. I was like, this guy's bad. This guy's trouble.
I knew you were trouble when you walked in.
Right.
So then Andie and Pacey are eating lunch on the calf.
Oh, can I say something about the teacher first?
Oh, yeah, go.
He was so, like you're right, so dramatic. But he was also so negative. Like, he was like, oh, you're all going to fail. And I was like, dude, why don't you become a better teacher? Like, teach the kids so they don't fail. It makes me so mad.
She's bringing the heat.
I am not here to play. Just like, like, teacher, do a better job. Don't be
and then
so
he was
negative.
going on like, unless your mommies and daddies gave a lot of money to Yale.
Yeah.
Then in that case, you're bound to be an alcoholic. I was like, it sounded a lot like the speech that Joey gives in the beginning of the first season about Jen becoming a, like, woman who lives in Connecticut with a white picket fence.
Yes.
And I was like, this is just a writer who has a gripe against Ivy League.
Oh yeah, he's really
in the East Coast
against the rich.
Yeah.
Which I get the impulse, but it's true. Pacey is the same way.
Yeah, it's like all the characters, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
None of them are really, I don't know.
I also liked how at the end of his little diatribe, it was like, if I were a teacher, this would be my personal goal every class, would be like to say something really dramatic and then the second later have the bell ring. It would be so cool.
Well, Christine, I feel like you did do that when you were a teacher for a little bit.
I did do that?
When you were an instructor at that scuba diving camp.
I did. I didn't have a bell, though.
Yeah, but she did something really dramatic where she made all of her students build little coral models with clay. And then after they were just right and perfect, she said, wow, they look so good. And then she whipped a flipper out from behind her back and crushed them all with the flipper. And then she would be like, that's what happens when you stomp on the ocean floor. And like one of the little girls started crying and was like, Miss Christine, I wanted to take a picture of it to show my mom.
Oh, that was...
And Christine was like, no pity.
Well, I know. I did kind of feel bad for that one kid. But it was a valuable lesson. You really... I mean, the coral reefs, if you don't know, are in terrible danger for all sorts of reasons.
If you don't know, now you know.
Yes, thank you, Mary. Musical reinforcement. It is true though. So with the kids, especially the little ones, who you put them in little air vests so they're not standing on the coral, but the coral is so delicate that even if you
Mm.
just like brush it with your hand or your flipper, it will die.
Mm.
So I'm like, kids, you gotta respect it. And this lesson will be tough love to make you learn.
Fair, fair.
Yeah, I know. If only a bell rang right after, that would be just even more extreme.
It's not just a midterm. It's your life.
It's your life. Bring!
Ding, 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 ding. But can you imagine if you got the timing wrong? It'd be like, now we sit in silence for 45 seconds.
I know.
Because
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say to you, so.
that would be awkward.
Oh my god. Ridiculous.
I know. But yeah, then we can go back to the lunchroom with Pacey and Andie. And Pacey is like dissing the French fries. And I like how he like looks over toward the lunch cafeteria people. Like, you see him look in their direction, like, learn how to cook a French fry.
Yeah.
Pacey.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
Ridiculous.
I know. And they're talking about, I think, the midterm, although I honestly don't remember. But then Andie has some kind of magazine, like a Cosmo type deal. And she asked Pacey, have you ever had a menage a trois? And
Is that what she asked him?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear what she said.
Yeah, she asked him that. And Pacey says... What
was she asking him that for?
It was one of the questions in her little purity quiz.
Wow.
And Pacey goes, oh, all hail the queen of non sequiturs.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Laugh.
That's a better joke now that I know what she said.
Oh, yes, yeah.
It's funny that she asked him that, though, because she assumes that he is virgin like she is.
Yeah, she does. Yeah. I think she was just trying to be cute and, like, joke around.
Yeah, she does like to kind of joke about, like, she likes to joke about sex to get him his interest piqued, but she's not ready to go there.
No, she's pure as the driven snow, as we learn.
She's 96% pure.
Yeah, I think she's 95. No, she's 92. It's 92.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's not that innocent.
Not that innocent.
Nice. Good one, Christine.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Oh, man.
Yeah, so she's got this purity test. And basically Pacey lies, and he doesn't lie, but he goes along with Andie's assumption that he's embarrassingly pure.
Right.
And then she's trying to get him to go to the study session. He's like, girl, I don't study. Studying is for dorks. And she's like, well, I'm a dork. Do it for me. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, that worked.
Yeah, very easily convinced. And then all of a sudden we're like on the track.
Yeah.
And it was like a weird cut because I was like, is it after school? They're just exercising after school? Or is this gym? Or is this a team? I just had no clue.
I know. I assumed it was like gym because it was like Jen's not on the Dawson. They're not on the track team. Gosh.
Yeah, but Dawson wasn't running. It seemed like just Jen was running.
Yeah, that's true. Dawson didn't even seem like he was in gym clothes now that I think about it.
He was just walking by. And I was like, oh, there's someone I have drama with. I'm going to go and act like everything's normal.
I know. Yeah.
It's like all their drama's gone.
It is totally gone. There's no even tension. Like, Jen doesn't even seem like...
Like, she would really embarrass herself in front of him, and now it's like, whatever.
Yeah. They've
So
just
weird.
blown right by it. I don't really know why. They took that drug again. They just forget.
Yeah. The forget me drug.
Forget me now.
Forget me now. Yes. I could use some of those.
Oh my god, yes. That'd be like the top selling drug.
Oh my god.
Oh dear.
I'm going to do a little awkward segue that does not have to do with the show. At work, someone found this list of, those candy hearts that have the phrases on them.
Oh, yeah.
Someone found a bunch that were, like, made by a bot.
Oh
my
computer.
God. And there were, like, things like the one, and then we all, like, at work had to pick one that we thought would be ours. And I picked Love 2,000 Hogs, yeah.
You do pigs.
I do like pigs. Yeah, in both the literal and the figurative sense.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't know why I thought of that when we were talking about that. Oh yeah, forget me now to all the 2,000 hogs.
Oh, I see, I see. I was like, Queen of Non Sequiturs, Mary.
Yeah, queen of non sequiturs, that too.
Yeah. But yeah, they're at the track. The same smile boy is
Yeah.
giving Jen the eye and the lip and
Ooh, the lip.
some yeah, some
Mhm.
double entendre talking about knowing when to speed it up and slow it
Ooh, yeah,
down.
he wants to set the stroke
Yeah.
or set the
It's
pace.
the stroke. It's at the pace.
It was definitely like really blatant,
It
but I
was
was like,
supercharged. Yeah.
dude, slow down.
I know. I gotta say though, I love how cool Jen always plays it.
She does.
She does. She's like, yeah, do you know when to buzz off? Something like that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you know just when to go slow and when to go fast, and you know when to leave people alone.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, Jen, I like that. I like you.
Yeah, she's funny.
Yeah.
She's definitely in her element when she's like vying uh in like a power play with these guys.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, like when she's pursued, she does kind of come alive. She just seems
Mm-hmm.
very natural in those
Yeah.
situations. Yeah. Whereas like
But
someone
Dee,
like I was just like someone like Andie, it's hard to picture like
yeah,
how
she
that
wouldn't
would
know what
that
to
would be
do.
operating.
I mean, she's good at banter too, and so is Joey. Like they're all good at banter, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But yeah, I feel like Jen, like Andie and Joey, like you were saying before, like Andie likes to talk about sex to get a rise out of Pacey. Joey kind of did that with Dawson to flirt, maybe. But
Yeah.
they both don't seem like Andie's obviously not ready to act on it. Joey's not
Yeah,
ready to
but
even be dating.
I was thinking more about when Joey had that guy in the Jeep who like told everyone that they boned.
Oh,
And then
right,
she
right.
pretended that she was pregnant. Like, I don't know, she just seemed to like she kind of had a lot of good one-liners to come back at him and put him in his place.
Oh, yes. Yeah, they're definitely comfortable with that. But I
Right.
feel like with the flirting,
Yeah,
that's
with the actual wanting it. Like if Pacey was talking sexual to Andie, she would be like, "Whoa!" Like if he initiated it
yeah.
instead of her, it would not work.
I know, yeah, right. Yeah. I don't see. I mean, maybe someday we'll see it, but
Yeah.
it seems like it would be strange.
Mm.
Um
Dee is very protective of the fact that Jen is even speaking to another man.
yeah.
It's weird. I'm
I
like, what?
know.
Since when do you care about Jen? First of all, and second of all, why are you now her protector? It's very
Right.
odd.
Yeah, it's like is he jealous?
Yeah, I couldn't
But
tell. I was like, now that he's not with Joey, is he trying to hit it with Jen? I don't know.
yeah, it was
A
confusing.
little odd.
It's like, is he worried about her because she was going through a tough time, which he does kind of say at one point. But he did say, like, oh, the hawk circles. It's like, oh my god,
He
Dawson.
did?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah, that's how
God.
he broke the ice.
He's such a weirdo.
He's a weirdo. I was like, Dawson,
He
you're like
actually
a
reminds me
circling
of
hawk. Like,
he reminds me of one of my friends who's like weird like that. He's so weird.
yeah,
Oh my god.
he's funny.
So anyway, this dude they go to do the study session. That guy Chris, the hawk, he he wants to go because he thinks Jen's gonna be there. But when they show up for the study session, turns out the teacher's sick.
Yeah.
And he would rather get well than do the study session.
The nerves.
The nerve. So it's canceled. Good luck. Study on your own. So this dude Chris is like, Jen, why don't you just come to my place and we'll hit the books? I mean, the bed. And she's like, no, I don't think so. But he's like, you don't trust me? Invite all your little friends then. So then Pacey and Andie get invited, and now it's a group thing. So they're all going to do it. And then Andie gets Joey to come because she tells Joey that she is mega in control of the event and that it's going to be super serious studying only. Can I say that from my bad girl stance when she said, "I am mega in control of this event." I was like, "Oh, they're gonna throw like a huge party and like they're all gonna, like she's gonna orchestrate it so that Joey and Dawson can get back together." And I was like, "No, she wants to study." Okay.
Oh, but that's what I thought too, Mare.
Yeah, you did.
Well, I didn't think like throw a super huge party.
Right.
But I was like, are Pacey and Andie trying to connive it so Dawson
so they
and
could
Joey...
hook up. Yeah.
Yeah. So to get Dawson and Joey back together. That's what I thought. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I kind of thought that, and I also thought a way for Pacey and Andie to be alone together.
Oh, I didn't really think because Andie is so like studious and she's always talking about her grades and I don't have the homework, so I was like, yeah, she wants to really study.
But the fact that she's always saying I don't have the homework makes me feel like she's not that studious. She does just want to hang. And studying is a good excuse to hang.
That could be. I mean, that kind of happened when she and Pacey did that project, when they just looked at a bunch of apartments. They didn't really study or do anything.
They didn't write it until the very last day.
Yeah.
Because they were too busy just hanging out and playing house.
I think Andie likes to think she's doing the work, but she's really procrastinating, but pretending she's not. It's like she's in denial, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But... no, I thought they were like, because Pacey worked Dawson, Andie worked Joey, like, come to the study thing, playing matchmaker, but...
right.
I don't know. I was like, that's as far as it went with that angle, so I don't know why they've tried to get them there so much.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery to me.
So then they roll up. They roll up to the house. It's a big mansion. Dee is upset to see Jen's going. Or no, Dee's not upset to see Jen's going. He's upset to see that Joey's going. Mm-hmm. She's upset to see that he's going. But they pull up to the mansion. It's a rocking house. They got a hot tub and a pool. No parents, apparently.
They're in St. Martin's.
What's that?
An island.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. How did I miss so much information when I watched it twice?
I don't know, Mare. You gotta open your ears.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
They also have a satellite dish.
They do. So it gets so many channels.
They're so loaded.
Gets A Few Good Men in Cantonese. Is that what he said? It was some movie in Cantonese.
Yeah. Oh, I don't remember which movie.
I was like, Pacey, you don't know Cantonese. You didn't know.
Yeah, no, don't even pretend you do. He's like, I just want to watch TV.
He's just really distracted by the satellite dish.
Yeah, I know. That was hilarious.
And then, like, Chris is like, while Andie's, like, trying to take over the study session and make all these plans, Chris is like, how about I open a bottle of 94 Napa Valley wine? And I'm like,
so casual.
Where did you pull this wine from?
I know.
Your parents gonna notice it's gone?
Mary, I was, like, shocked by how casually they're drinking. I was like, you kids are in high school.
Yeah, well, but they were drinking in other episodes.
Yeah, I know.
But high school kids drink.
They do, I know. But it was just
not during study session.
Yeah, I was like, this is like, afternoon, you're trying to study.
True.
It didn't, like, turn into, let's just not study and have a party.
Yeah.
They just had wine casually, and they didn't get drunk. It was just weird.
Yeah, that's true, too. I was expecting them all to get drunk.
Yeah, they seemed totally sober, just, like, having wine and talking about poetry. What is this?
It was weird. It was weird. But as he's opening it, Jen's impressed, and she's like, we're finally getting to know each other without all the sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, like, it hurts my feelings that... I don't remember what he said hurt his feelings, but something did.
And then judges him.
Right. And then he's like, she's like, yeah, well, I know your reputation. And he's like, yeah, and I know yours. And she's like, well, what does that tell you? And he's like, well, that we're a lot alike, that reputations aren't worth the air they're written on, and that the only way to get to know someone is by getting to know them.
And then Jen's like, heart eyes. Yeah, I was like, Jen... Don't fall for
he's
it.
a player.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah, you're smarter than that. You have New York street smarts.
Girl.
See
look at his hair.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, Jen.
Oh, Jen.
Yeah.
Here we go again, Jen. Yeah, so they're all trying to remember like poems and quotes and they're quizzing each other and all of a sudden Dawson remembers this line and he glares into Joey's soul and he says, "Beauty is truth, truth, beauty."
Yeah.
It's like the most awkward thing in the world.
That was crazy. Dawson, yeah, he hit her with the Keats. I was like, woo!
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that was intense.
Mm-hmm.
Dawson had a lot of intense gazes this episode.
Yeah, he was looking all over the place.
I know. It was like fierce. Like a blue steel, but more penetrating. It was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could cut the tension with a knife, as they say.
Mm.
But yeah, they...
Ooh.
Oh, yeah?
No, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, so they're doing their quizzes and pretty quickly devolve. I mean, the studying really keeps getting interrupted. First with pizza, wine is kind of part of it. Then someone, I think Chris finds Andie's magazine.
Yep.
And opens to the purity quiz. And they decide to take a study break and do a group activity and all play this purity game. And Andie takes control of that too. But Mary...
As she's wont to do.
She is. She's a little control freak. But I gotta say, like, 100 purity questions is like 100 questions too many. I was just like...
That's so many questions.
Oh my god.
And that would take so much time.
I know. I'm like, what is this? Like Alice in Wonderland? Like, time is just like stretching and contracting all sorts of crazy ways.
I mean, it would take like over an hour.
Yeah.
Because they have to read them all out loud and then write them down.
And laugh and make comments. And yeah, it would take forever.
Take like 2 hours probably.
Yeah. So that was a little weird. But it was kind of a fun thing to see.
It was weird how many questions were related to bestiality.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Pacey had all those ones.
Yeah, or like incest. I was like,
incest?
Like
yeah,
the first question was an
one.
incest question.
So
I'm like,
just starting
what?
with the hard, no softball questions to start off. Jump right into it. Wow. I did like that. Like some of the questions did relate to the characters.
The characters.
Though. Like there was one about, did you ever get caught doing it in your parents' bed? Which Jen.
Natch. We all know Jen loves to talk about that one.
That's true. That's her most embarrassing sex story. There was one, have you ever caught your parents having sex?
And Dawson's like, every damn day.
That was so funny. I was like, yeah, Dee.
Well, he used to. He wishes he could catch them again.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he does. He even said that.
Yeah.
There
if
was
only.
an awkward mention of a transvestite, unfortunately.
Again,
I know.
Ugh.
That was not great. And yeah, some random other questions that get thrown out there. You don't see them all, which I was thankful for.
Thank Christ.
I know.
Yeah, there was another awkward one. Have you ever fantasized about your friend's significant other?
Oh, yes, that's right.
And then Jen and Joey were looking at each other, and I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh yeah, we're supposed to think they're friends. They're not friends, though.
Yeah, not anymore.
Oh,
not
man.
ever really. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awkward moment. And then it was like, have you ever had an affair with the significant other?
I know, and I was like, is Jen gonna put yes because she kissed the D?
Ooh. It's like hardly an affair, though.
I know, but they're teenagers.
That's true, and Dawson did make such a big deal about the kiss, just the kiss alone.
I know, but like, I still don't understand. Like, does he not think that his kisses with Jen were a big deal?
Does he what?
Does he not think that his kisses with Jen were a big deal?
Doesn't sound like it. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's just so confusing.
I know. Teenage boy logic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh boy. So, at what point does it come out that Pacey answered a certain question a certain way?
That comes out later.
Oh, it's later?
I think so. Because they're like, I don't know. I feel like that's like Dawson and Joey first go through some stuff.
I thought that first.
Well, I
the
think
truth comes out.
the first thing is like that love question, that very last question.
Oh, yeah.
And then Joe, like, have you ever been in love? Whatever. If you have, a list of times, give yourself a point.
How
for
many
each.
times you've fallen in love, give yourself a point.
Yeah. So Joey reads that one aloud. Feels really awkward because just last episode, Dawson and Joey said, "I love you," and then ended it. Then, Joey just leaves the room because she's uncomfortable. And Dawson follows her out, and then they have one of their many talks about it.
Chat.
I know. Joey's like, I need space. Leave me alone. Stop. And Dawson's like, you're breaking my heart. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially it's like that.
Right.
And then Dina pops out of the closet or wherever she's coming from. And it's like, oh, you really messed up.
Oh, is Dina
the little sister?
The sister?
Yeah. Her little glasses. And, she's like trying to get the details on Dawson's love life. And he's like, I'm not telling you, you're a kid.
Right.
And, I don't know. I think that's all that happens at that scene. But
nice.
Eventually, yeah, I feel like Pacey and Andie, maybe after that comes out. But, oh, it's when Andie's going through the scores. That's what happened. She's
right,
like,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, Chris, you're the horniest, dirtiest in the group. The least pure. Then's Jen. And then is Joey. And this was interesting, I thought. Joey and Dawson both had the exact same score.
Yeah, that was interesting. 85%.
85 is right. Yeah, Jen was 69. I was surprised no one made a joke about that.
I know, no one made a joke about it, which seemed a little odd.
Wasted opportunity, guys. Yeah.
I know.
Although they already made a 69 joke earlier, so it's like maybe two is too many.
That might be too. You think it could be too many, but the way they do things.
They're high schoolers, and yes.
And they always repeat jokes over and over again on the show.
Do they? I'm trying to think of an example.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they do it a lot.
I'll take your word for it. And Andie is the most pure. But then she's like, wait, where's Pacey's score? And then he's like, oh, I didn't want to turn it in or whatever. And she's like, let me see, blah, blah, blah. And then Chris is like, oh, well, I need to know how you answered number 16. Is that why? Like, you have to clear up the rumor once and for all.
Rumors.
Yeah. And Pacey just gets quiet and doesn't say anything.
I know.
And Andie's like, fill me in. What's going on? What are you guys talking about?
Right.
And Chris keeps, like, egging him on. And
yeah.
Eventually, she reads the question and is like, oh, have you ever done it with someone twice your age?
Right.
And she's like, oh, that's a joke, right? Like, I don't get it. And then Chris is like, oh, blah, 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 Miss Jacobs, the teacher. I think he just says the teacher, and Andie's like, oh my God, Miss Jacobs.
No, he says, you gave her the pole or something like that. You stuck it to her.
Laid the pipe. I think that's how he said. Laid the pipe with the teacher, yeah.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, that's true. And Andie was really upset because she wasn't expecting it. And, yeah. And then, kind of, she storms away. And, I'm sorry, I'm hearing a little feedback.
You are?
Yeah. Do you hear that or no?
What kind of feedback?
It's just, no, it's not too bad. Maybe it stopped now. Sorry, listeners. Sometimes we have some technical difficulties.
Yeah. Sorry, I changed my headphones because my roommates are being kind of loud. Is it them?
No, it just sounds like a tinny static.
I don't know. I can try to move my phone.
Okay.
Did that work?
No, but it's not that loud. I think it's okay.
I'm sorry.
I kind of lost my train of thought, though.
Uh-oh.
Oh, they're talking about Miss Jacobs, and Andie was upset, and Pacey was just kind of like, he didn't deny it, and Andie was, shocked, and Pacey was mad at Chris, though. I was like, dude.
Yeah, well, he said, do you have any redeeming qualities other than your house?
Right.
Which is kind of like a big dig. You know?
Yeah, it was a dick move. But
It was.
everything he's done so far has been a dick move, so it's
Well, he did
entirely
invite
up
them
to him
over.
here. Yeah, but just to get Jen's pants.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. It's hard I actually had a hard time telling like how to feel about Chris because he I don't know. He is kind of weird. Like so then Dee is outside and he somehow they go outside because Dee is kind of trying to see if he can find Andie because she's run away or whatever. And he's like, oh, like I hope she's okay. And he's like, yeah, they're probably doing it already, like Pacey and Andie. And he's like, because makeup sex is the best sex. And Dawson's like, well, I wouldn't know.
Oh, Dawson.
Just kind of embarrassing. And then he's like, well, don't worry. The way you and Joey are going at it, you'll have makeup sex any day now. And then he's like, hey, listen. And then he's like, oh, how am I doing with Jen? And Dustin's like, listen, man, Jen is going through a really hard time, and I don't want you to take advantage of that. And Chris is like, I'm not going to be doing anything that she doesn't want to do. And then Dee's like, well, she's not going to do it with you, so just forget it. And then he's like, what, you want proof? And then he's like, points at the window, and he's like, when that light goes off, that means I'm inside with Jen.
Oh, yeah.
And then he says, but then he goes on, and then he says, lowering both our purity levels, and you'll be outside alone. Do you want to borrow a swimsuit?
Oh my god, yes! I was like, that's
he's like,
craziest.
He's so rude, and then he's like, do you want a swimsuit? Like, I just can't keep track of Chris.
Yeah, Chris is crazy. I was like, that. What? I was really confused by that too. I was like,
yeah,
he is like being a terrible jerk, insensitive, and then just like whatever. I was like, it was weird. And
yeah, he's so odd.
I know. And it was
but it's true though. If Jen wants to have sex, then why shouldn't they have sex? Like,
I know.
We don't all have to live by the purity levels of Dawson. Like, if they both are into it, then there's nothing wrong with it. But for some reason, it just feels skeezy.
Yeah, well, I think it feels skeezy because Chris is, like we've seen, a player. He goes from girl to girl. And
but we don't really know that. Well, we just know that he talks to girls.
We've heard his reputation, and we've seen him, like, flirt with Jen and then immediately flirt with someone else at the track.
Yeah.
And
I just guess, like, talking, I don't know if it's really flirting. Because if, from Chris's perspective, Jen goes from talking to him to immediately talking to Dawson. So if the cameras were flipped, it would look just the same.
It could. Although Jen wasn't the one that, like, came up to Chris and said, hey, hot stuff. And then she goes up to Dawson. It's like she's kind of getting approached by these guys.
Right.
And he's doing the approaching. And also the way that Chris talked to Dawson about it, he was kind of like, like, well, Jen is different. Like, I have to use a whole different game to get her.
Right.
So it's kind of the implication is like he just wants to get in her pants, and that's all he cares about. He doesn't want to date her.
Right.
You know, and Dawson's like thinking, yeah, Jen has been through a lot. She might be hurt by that. Especially if Chris's game is like, let me make her think that I want a relationship so I can have sex with her. That's not right, you know?
No.
So,
no.
Yeah, I don't know. Chris, it seemed mostly skeezy to me. And the whole time he's like by the hot tub with the wine. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, I don't know what his life is. It's bizarre.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like some old dude move, it seemed like to me. This is strange. It's like when I was in high school, like, and there was a hot tub, everyone crammed in that thing. I was like, it would never just be Jen and Chris. It would be the whole crew in there.
Yeah, but they're all studying.
It's trying to study. They're all just mad at each other now, though.
Well, and now they're all just pissed off, yeah.
Yeah, so no one wants to be by each other. But yeah, Jen is excited by the hot tub. She's like looking at all the bathing suits.
Yeah, well, her and Jen are up there looking at bathing suits. And, Joey's trying to study. Yeah. And then Jen tries to talk to her, and Joey, like, shuts it down. And Jen's like, wow, great, another conversation ruined. I used to think it was just because we both like Dawson, but now I know it's because you're a bitch. And I was like, whoa. First of all, Jen, you've been trying to steal Dawson away from her for a whole season now. Making out with him, forcing yourself on him when he has a girlfriend, being a really bad friend. And I just was not having her calling Joey names because Joey does not owe you her friendship.
Yeah, it's true. I know. It was weird it was weird that's how that conversation went, but it was weird too. I don't know, Joey, like I just keep thinking about what Jack said about it, like why are you always so angry? And I am starting to wonder myself, like why? Like why do you have to be so nasty and angry? Um just to ever like all the time. It's I don't know. I mean, I guess that's just who she is, but they do kind of get
I don't know that she's angry all the time. I don't know. It's hard to.
She just seems
At the same
fed
time,
up.
does she
Yeah.
have to be nice to someone who's actively trying to steal her boyfriend? No.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I wouldn't expect her to be like, "Oh, BFF," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um but like at least in this episode, it seems like Jen and Chris have a little thing going on, so it doesn't seem like Jen is putting the moves on Dawson right now. But I don't know. It just they do kind of dig deeper, and Joey kind of explains like, well, I'm just sick of having to constantly talk about my feelings. I just want to experience something for once.
Yeah.
Without, having to analyze it. And Jen kind of agrees with her. But I don't know. I don't know if I really get like what that means. Like why Joey. Is it just because she's sick of having to analyze everything with Dawson? I mean, that would make sense to me.
Well, what she says is she wishes that she could just go by her instinct, follow her instincts. So I think she's sick of like having to explain herself all the time and having to explain her feelings rather than just feeling them. Yeah, and she says, don't you want to have something left to just experience? So I also think there's like a touch of the fear that Dawson is the one, which echoes back to her saying like you're what I'm going to want. So I think maybe she's afraid that he is the one and this is the only love that she's going to get and it's just too soon.
Oh, like she wants to keep these big experiences in her future
as something to look forward to. I don't know.
Yeah, wasn't really sure what she was getting at because I don't know. It's like, yeah, right. You want to experience things and let it just be what it is. But you also don't want to go through life, like, never thinking more deeply about your experiences. So,
Yeah, but we know they think too deeply.
Yeah, and that's why I was thinking, well, maybe she's just really, like, Dawson is making me do this way too much. And I'm tired. Yeah. But I think what you said makes a lot of sense, too, though.
Yeah.
Like she's already had and like yeah, it's I have some friends who like they marry their first love and it's like you only have that one experience with that one person.
Right.
So that's great and like awesome you found the one really fast and you knew, but you I don't know, you have one experience. So it's a drawback too.
Right.
So I could see that.
Yeah, there's pros and cons.
Yeah. Although Joey and Jack did do a little kissing.
Yeah, but she's not in love with him.
She's not. No, she's not.
Okay, so Pacey finds Andie.
Yeah.
And she's slut-shaming him hard. She's mad that he slept with Tamara.
Yep.
And I think, I mean, to be fair to her, I know that I would react very similarly when I was 17, probably.
Yeah.
You know, it's just kind of an immature reaction, but it's one out of like fear and, makes sense. But basically, I really love the way that Pacey stands up for himself and for his past. And he's like, this isn't fair. You're judging me, and you don't even know the circumstances. And basically, he just says like, she's like, why did you do it? Why? And he's like, sex. But his answer's kind of bad because it's like, because then she's like, well, weren't there feelings involved? And he's like, yeah, of course. You asked why. But like, her question is, why did you have sex with her? And his answer is sex. So it's a bad answer when you actually look at it. But she's like, you're not like that. And he's like, of course I am. Like, I want to have sex just like every other human being on the planet. You do want to have sex even if you're pretending that you're pure 95%. Like, I mean, also, like, being in love doesn't make you unpure. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
anyway, I don't know how they get on this, like, sex. Does she say sex is innocent?
Well, he says, like, look at your quiz. Like, that wasn't very innocent. And she's like, that's totally different. It is innocent. He's like, no, it's all about sex. Sex is beautiful. It's intense. It's, could be life-changing, but it's never innocent.
Yeah, it's like, Pacey, you're so wise.
Also young, because it's
Also young.
Sometimes just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's definitely not always life-changing, beautiful, or intense.
No.
Sometimes it's a real dud.
Yeah, sometimes it's, very disappointing.
Sometimes it can be a snore fest.
Right? Yeah. Like, that's when it's good.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Pacey, I guess, has so far had good sex, so good for him.
Yeah. I loved his answer, too, though. I really admired that. And I was like...
I did. Well, I was just proud of him for not allowing anyone to shame him.
Yeah, yeah. That's something the show does pretty well. Like, all the characters seem to... Like, Jen did that with Dawson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, she didn't let him make her feel guilty. You know, Pacey, too. So... And it's good that he's being honest with Andie rather than trying to hide it or lie or whatever. You know,
right.
that's a sign of respect. Like, if they want to have something real, there has to be honesty. So I thought that was good. It was, like, good to see that, you know?
Yeah, and then he says to her, too, like, this probably later. I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know what you were going to say.
Oh, just when he says, like, if you want to be with me, you're going to have to come to grips with it.
Oh, right. Right. Yeah. No, I think he does say that when they're in the swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which good for him.
Yeah, I know. He's like, this is who I am. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Yeah, so then, I mean, back in the house, Dawson is...
He's on the patrol.
Oh, my word. I know the D is prowling. And I don't know, he somehow gets stuck talking to the sister again, Dina.
Well, no, first he warns Jen again that Chris has bad intentions.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he's like, listen, Jen, Chris, he's trying to sleep with you. And she's like, no shit, Sherlock. And he's like, oh, this doesn't offend you? And she's like, no, like, I expect it. And I know what I want to do, and I know, how to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, I'm not blind. Like,
yeah, D is so ridiculous.
I've been around the block. Yeah. Yeah, he is like the protective hawk.
He's such a prude.
He is really, I know. He like swings between the prude and like the horny extreme a lot.
Right, he does.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know who he is.
Yeah. I mean, he's still young.
Right.
But yeah, so then, Jen kind of is like, yeah, I got it, and walks out to the hot tub saying, I might have a plan of my own, leave me alone. And then Dina, I think, pops up on the stairs from God knows where and is like, Dawson, I have Joey's answer sheet.
Yeah, what's with this little girl sneaking up around everyone?
I know. Well, the poor thing is probably, like, neglected by her parents and her brother.
But why is she there alone with no parents?
That's a good point. Yeah, like, they should know Chris isn't going to take good care of her.
Yeah, she's like 8.
Yeah, she's young. But, okay.
But she's trying to make out with the D.
Yeah, she wants the D. Just awkward. And yeah, she does that ultimatum, like, if you give me a kiss, I'll give you her answer sheet. And Dawson's like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Mess.
Yeah. Also, how ridiculous is it that Joey puts smiley faces in her O's. I was like, no.
She
Joey
would not.
would put a frowny face in her O's.
Yeah, for
Andie
real.
might put a smiley face in her O's, but
Exactly.
not Joey. I was like, that's
No.
that's out of character. But
Yes.
that's when Dawson gets that bomb information of like the bomb of news where he's like, Joey was in love
Bomb.
twice. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah, so he's like flipping out, goes to
Yeah.
try to talk. I think he talks to Joey again. It's like, what we had was so special. Joey's like, I'm just trying to study. I don't want to talk
Right.
to you.
Oh my god.
Which I also kind of felt a little bad for Dawson because it's like she's really not talking at all. It's like she did ask for space though, so I would be annoyed too if I were her. But
Right.
you know, Dawson is he's upset. You know, he just needs something, and it doesn't go well. Their conversation. I think he's left sitting on the porch by himself, and picks up a book. Everyone's like trying to intermittently study, barely doing it. You know, but then like Pacey walks in, Joey stormed off, Andie is storming in. People are fighting. And Dawson's like, "Oh, Pacey man, how is Andie?" He's like, "Oh, she'll be fine. She's okay."
Mm-hmm.
And then like Dawson's basically like, "Man, I don't know what to say." Like he kind of is like, "Oh, that's cool. You told the truth, you know." Or he's like, "Why did you answer that question?"
Right.
And Pacey's like, "Well, I wanted to be honest." And then Dawson's like, "Man, I've been having trouble like
Being
saying
honest.
anything. Yeah, I don't even know what to say."
I seem to have trouble saying a lot of things lately.
That's the line. Yeah, yeah. And Pacey's just
Pete
like,
comes back with,
"Try harder." Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, good one, Pacey.
I know. Good one, but at the same time, I feel like they cut right to Jen in the hot tub with Chris. And in that context, try harder kind of skeeved me out a bit. I was like, try harder, but don't try so hard where it's like you're forcing a woman to do something she clearly isn't interested in doing.
That's true. I mean, that was a bad cut, but in terms of Dawson, he runs off to go talk to Joey. So, do try harder to tell the truth. I mean, that's what he was saying.
Yeah, yeah. And he does. He finally is like, but he was like, "Joey, I'm going to talk. You have to listen. Because every time you talk, I mess it up."
Right.
So he kind of explains like, "Yeah, I get you want space. I don't know why you want to just be friends. Because after all we had together, we can't just go back to being friends. And if you don't get why, then you don't get me." And that was pretty...
Truth bomb.
That was a bomb. It was pretty intense. And then I think Joey storms off and Dina comes in and she's all like, "Oh, good one, Romeo." Some kind of quip like that.
Yeah.
And that's
Oscar-worthy performance.
Yeah, yeah. So that kind of tells me she wasn't buying his sincerity. I don't know, though. It seems like he's being honest. He's trying, anyway.
I kind of thought she was buying it.
Oscar-worthy performance? Isn't that saying, like, you're acting, though?
Yeah, but you're acting well. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's
she
still
meant
an
it was high drama.
Oh, okay. I was just like...
I don't know. I thought I don't think she thought it, I don't know.
Maybe I'm reading into it too much. I was just like, I don't know. She's only a little kid, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Dawson...
I think it's just that she doesn't understand that real feelings are involved because she's a kid.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There's some immaturity. But yeah, then Dawson goes off on his diatribe about the kiss and how much it means and how much it changes.
He kissed the hell out of this little girl.
Yeah, he's like, the future is
You wanted
bleak.
that kiss?
Don't
Are you
rush
prepared to handle everything that goes along with a kiss?
Yeah.
Don't rush it. And it's like, yeah, and he goes along like, it's gonna break your heart, could ruin your life. I was like, oh my god, Dawson, chill.
I know.
And then basically the little girl is so upset, and she's like, alone in her room, and Joey goes to find her because she watches this go down. And the little girl's just like, he's so mean. And Joey's like, all boys are. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah, true.
Rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. Oh my god.
Oh my god. And then, what were you going to say?
Oh, yeah, I was kind of interested by her speech, like...
Oh my god, yeah, I was bored by it, to be honest.
I know. I was just like, Joey...
I'm sick of her waxing poetic, but then being a fucking mess. Oh, sorry, listeners. When it comes to her real life. No, but can I say that the F word is used in a song in this episode, so I have no apologies, actually.
Yeah, Mir, you used to make fun of me for apologizing. Now, you're doing it too.
I know. Well, there's a song that happens later on that says "fuck that shit" in the song. Ooh. So if it's in the episode, it's not bleeped. If it's in the episode, then I don't really think I should apologize.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No apologies. They were playing a lot of pop punk hits this one. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
It was funny. Yeah, no, Joey was kind of exasperating me with that speech.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, it tied to the end a little bit with, like, what happens, but I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, Joey, stop. That was a little bit Joey, stop this episode.
Yeah, because it's like, if that kiss was so great, then why do you have so many regrets right now? Like, I don't know.
I know, yeah, it's like, get your shit together.
And you're not a grown-up. You're still a child.
Yes,
so
I know. It's like
you're not really fit to be giving advice.
You're not all wise and old. I mean...
I know. I was like, Joey's the last person I would ask for love at tips, but okay.
Yeah, she's not got it all together. And it is kind of mean of her to, like... I don't know. It's like, yeah, you have to figure yourself out, but she's hurting Dawson a lot, you know?
She is.
Yeah. I feel like she's...
Part of me thinks that she is just testing him.
I don't like that.
I know, but that's like what I'm kind of getting the thought of. Because she's like, she basically tells him she still loves him. Because she's like, just because we're not together anymore, that doesn't mean my feelings have changed. So she's basically saying she's still in love with him. She's basically saying, like, you have to stay and wait for me until I'm ready. And he says earlier in the episode that she makes all the rules. And, like, it does seem that way.
Yeah.
Because she's, like, at alternate points during the episode, she says that she needs space and she doesn't want to talk. And she says that she wants everything to be normal and for them to talk all the time. So it's like, well, which one is it? You can't have it both ways.
Yeah, I know. It's like you can't ever win with her.
Right.
No matter what. It's just, yeah, she's always going to explode. It's always going to be dramatic.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's getting on my nerves a little. It's like, just chill.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's annoying. But, like, Andie and Pacey kind of come to an understanding. I mean, maybe I'm jumping ahead a little bit, but...
No, it's okay. I mean, we should move on.
Yeah. I mean, in this episode, I think you were telling me before, it was kind of like that detention. They're just stuck in a place. And, like, things are kind of moving forward, but I don't know.
Not really.
It gets a little boring after a while. You're like, all right, get to it. Like, there's so much... You're going to take study breaks every minute and blah, blah. But, yeah, Andie and Pacey, they all jump in the pool together after they do a marathon quick study that Pacey orchestrates.
Well, because they all fall asleep there on accident.
Yeah,
How does that happen?
So I'm like, yeah, who accidentally falls asleep? Too much wine?
And where are the parents?
I don't
know.
Well, the parents are in St. Martin.
Oh, I thought they were in St. Martin. I'm so confused.
No, Chris's parents are there. Yeah, they're at the island.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but it's like, I just very confusing. Like, how do you accidentally fall asleep at someone's house? And don't you have to call your parents to tell them that where you are? And
yeah, good point. I know. It's just like
if we didn't come home, I think our parents would be tripping.
They totally would be. Yeah.
They would call the cops.
I know.
I don't know.
Well, all of those people, they all have parents that probably aren't even aware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Joey's sister, Dawson's mom, Andie's mom, Pacey's we haven't seen, but father. You know, they're all just kind of absent. So.
Yeah. I think one night I was staying over at someone's house, and Mom knew that. and I didn't have service because it was in like Pennsylvania somewhere. It was in like someone's house who lived in the country. So like I didn't see mom's text that was like, "Did you get there safe?" So I didn't text her back, and then she called every person I'd like ever met to find out if I was with them.
That sounds like mom.
And I was like, "Mom, this is humiliating. I told you I was fine. Like, what's going on?"
Gosh, yeah.
But like, yeah, I mean, these parents are like that was like a little over the top from our mom, but these parents just do not care.
No, they don't. I know, it's kind of sad.
It is. Oh, but also like going back to that when they jump in the pool. Did you see that sick flip that Dawson does?
Dude, yeah, I did. I was like, Dawson!
It's like a gymnast.
That was cool. I know, he had the best one.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed
That's
by
why
that.
it's his creek.
Oh, yeah! He's got the water moves.
Sports.
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
So then Andie and Pacey are talking, and she's basically like, I think I was just a little embarrassed because you have so much experience, and then Pacey jumps in, and he's like, Will.
Yeah, I love
like,
that.
Oh, you Burby Pippy.
Curvy puppy Pacey. I know. That was funny.
That was a dog move.
That was a good move, though. That was funny.
Yeah,
I thought that, like, brought them back into their bantering. I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's nice. Yeah.
It did. It was cute. It was cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, you're the girl I love to hate. And she's like, I love to hate you, too. It was just, like, adorable.
Yeah, I know. I like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she said, she's like, I get why you didn't say anything, because I'm the queen of keeping dirty secrets. So
right.
she was like, yeah, I see where you're coming from now. So
right.
she's both the queen of the non sequitur and the queen of dirty secrets. Andie has
queen.
2 crowns. Yeah. Yeah, and then Dawson and Joey they finally talk it out.
Mm-hmm.
And basically they come to the consensus that Joey told the little girl, it's like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of pain, but the good moments are worth it. Dawson's like, yeah, I was like, I wish we never kissed because then maybe we'd still be friends. You'd still have a thing for me, blah, blah, blah. But then I think about how awesome the kiss was and how much it meant to me. And I wouldn't trade it. It was worth the pain. So
the pleasure was worth the pain.
Right, right. And that's kind of the theme. Even that's kind of goes back to what Gail said. Like, there's pain, it'll make you better. Mm-hmm. But, yeah. There's still good, hopefully, you're still going to have some good in your life.
Yeah, hopefully.
So that's kind of how that all gets wrapped up. And then they're like, all right, let's go take the test. Lo and behold, the teacher left a note. Okay, Mary, what about a substitute? Like, just give the test.
Exactly.
Like, what the heck is this?
I know, it's ridiculous. And it made me so mad because I was like, all this was for nothing.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I was like, this episode.
This whole freaking episode.
Yeah.
Doing anything else. I don't know, this stupid party with 1 bottle of wine.
Right?
Oh,
I know.
What a mess.
I know. It's like, guys, you just gotta do better. The time, too. I was like, how are they in the morning? Like, they're all studying.
6
They have like 3 hours. It's 6 a.m. They're like out at the pool. They're studying in all different rooms. I'm like, you don't have that much time. You wouldn't be like,
I know. I was thinking the same
around
thing.
like.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then it's like all their clothes are wet, they have to dry them. Like,
yeah,
it just didn't make any freaking sense.
And
then just because your midterm starts at 10 o'clock, that doesn't mean that you don't have to go to school until 10 o'clock.
Good point. Yeah, and then they just go to sleep on the football field.
I know. It was ridiculous.
It was a weird episode. Yeah.
It was not my favorite.
No, mine either. It was like okay, but yeah.
But you know what? We totally skipped over the fact that Dee kisses that little girl while she's sleeping.
On her head, I know.
Yeah. That was weird.
It was a little weird, yeah. I was like, please don't.
Yeah, just go.
Yeah, like, I get it, you're like, thank you, but...
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, we don't need that.
To kiss a sleeping child.
At least he just kissed her forehead.
I know, yeah, thank Christ. So anyway, that's the episode.
That's it.
I don't even remember what my dare was this week.
Mary, I am not surprised. But I am nonetheless disappointed.
I was like, you're not surprised? I'm better at the dares than you are. Boom!
Barely.
Truth bomb.
Barely.
Barely?
Yeah.
Listeners, who's done the dare like 5 or 6 times? Me.
You've done it like twice.
That's not true. I definitely did the one over Christmas. I did the one at work. I did the one with my roommates. I did the one when I texted my friend. That's just off the top of my head.
I think that's it.
Oh, get out. So you've done it like once.
I've done it once.
Did you do it this week?
No. No, I didn't. You gave me so many flirty ones, Mary.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you some action.
I know, but Mary, I don't want to be flirting with some people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not going to give you any flirty ones this week.
Okay, that sounds fair. I will try to do it this week. I gave you She's a Barracuda last week.
Oh, I see. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, and haven't you ever wanted to live out a fantasy? Give you a little flirty one, too.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I could have said that, but
I know.
Awkward.
I know it's tough. It's hard.
Okay, this is what I'm going to give you.
Oh, man. All right.
Okay, you can say, I'm in mega control of this event.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a flirty one, though.
I'm in mega control of this event. I can try to say that. I don't know if that's ever true for me. I can be in control, but I feel like I'm more of a...
Or you could say, this is such an easy one. You could say the quote from the song in the episode and say, fuck that shit.
Oh, I say that daily.
I'm giving you a real easy peasy one.
Fuck that shit?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to say that like today.
You have to say it to another person that's not me, so.
Yeah. Okay, I can do that. Alright, Mary, are those my 2?
Yeah, you're only getting 2.
All right, I want to give you this one because I just love it. I want you to say the hawk circles.
Oh, okay.
I like that one a lot. Your option 2, I'm going to give you the poetic beauty is truth. Truth, beauty.
Oh, God. Okay.
So if you're feeling like a poetic situation, could drop that Keats bomb on someone and they'll be like, whoa, deep.
Yep, sounds likely.
Yeah. And you could say, hey, Dawson told the truth and it worked out so well for him, so follow in his footsteps. And
I will say that.
They'll be like, what?
They'll be like, Dawson who? I'll be like, Leary. Duh.
Leary? Aw. Well, thank you all listeners so much for listening. And you know what? We've realized we've kind of noticed we have about 20 or so regular listeners, for the past few episodes. But we only really interact with a few of you on Twitter. So if you're listening and you use Twitter, don't hesitate to tweet at us at Dawson Cries. WAH Dawson Cries.
If you're a listener, turn into a communicator as well.
Yeah, we want the lines of communication wide open.
We're friendly. We're very friendly on Twitter.
We are. Yeah, we're not aggressive.
Although
bots.
I tweet a lot more than Christine does.
Yeah, I try to tweet. Twitter is tiring, man.
Yep, fair.
But I like to tweet with listeners. I like to read them anyway. I'll like your tweets. Everyone likes to be liked. I'll do that for you. Unless you tweet something terrible, then I can't like it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But please chat. Let us know.
Yeah, chat us
up.
up.
What you like, what you don't. Let us know what you like to eat when you break up with someone too.
Oh my God, yes.
I'm really looking forward to learning.
I'm curious. I want
to
put together a good menu.
Yeah, for sure. Well, listeners, stay sane out there. Stay safe. And thank you again. We love you.
Thanks for giving us your ears. Bye.
Bye.